Hey, what's going on, guys? Joel here, and in this video we're going to do a quick introduction into cryptocurrency. Now, some of you guys have asked me for me to do this introduction to you guys, and it's gonna be a very basic, but we're also gonna throw in a little bit of technical analysis, and we're gonna throw in some things that you might not know about cryptocurrency or how to acquire it. One of the biggest topics that we're going to be discussing is actually Bitcoin. We're going to look at its tokenomics, and we are also going to be teaching you about cloud mining. Many individuals believe that the only way to acquire Bitcoin is through purchasing it. So now I'm going to be teaching you a different way on how to acquire it. And finally, we're going to be discussing the technical analysis of Bitcoin and a couple of other cryptocurrencies. We're going to be jumping into some of the charts, and we're going to be looking at when can we expect Bitcoin to do another crash and how we can get you ready for that crash. Now, if you guys are ready, follow me. Now, Bitcoin was first released as an open source in 2009 and came out as the first decentralized cryptocurrency in the world. Now, the word decentralized means that there is no central government that's actually holding this currency. And so everyone who owns a piece of Bitcoin is actually part of this entire ledger. The incredible part about Bitcoin is that Bitcoin is actually capped. So there can only be 21 million Bitcoin ever created. And like gold, Bitcoin is capped. There can only be so much Bitcoin created, like there can only be so much gold created, right? You and I cannot go into a factory and create gold, such as we can no longer create more Bitcoin. Why? Because it's a database that runs on its own. One day it will reach the 21 million mark. When it reaches that 21 million Bitcoin mark, only God knows how much the actual value is going to be. It could be 100,000, it could be 200,000. At the end of the day, it could even crash. You never know. But because it has a limited capacity, that's what makes it valuable. Human beings are eccentric to purchasing items that can only be acquired once. For example, this is why we hold value to NFTs. NFTs can only be so many of them created, right? If there's 10,000 NFTs, then we hold value to that. Gold is one of those items that you can only buy so much of it. Land, there's only so much land on this planet Earth that we can acquire, right? And so this is why when we talk about fiat currency like the US dollar, it is a currency that we can continue to print unlimited amount. And so essentially this is what allows Bitcoin to be as valuable as it is. All right, guys, so now what I want to show you guys is how to actually acquire the actual Bitcoin, right? So again, there's two different ways for you to acquire Bitcoin. Number one is by purchasing it. I'm going to show you guys some platforms that you guys can use to purchase Bitcoin, some safe platforms. Well, you can argue that, but platforms overall that you can acquire Bitcoin. And I'm also going to show you guys what cloud mining looks like and what sort of platforms do I use personally to use cloud mining. Now, again, this is not financial advice, but this is more for information and for me to share some of my personal experiences with you guys. So with that being said, let's take a look. All right, guys. So the first platform that I am going to suggest is actually Coinbase. So Coinbase is one of the early adopters of really cryptocurrencies, and it would give you a Bitcoin wallet that you can utilize to hold your Bitcoin and also other cryptocurrencies, as you guys can see here. So for example, we have here Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ethereum 2, Ethereum, Tether, and a couple of other ones such as Cardano, right? And so, wow, this is really cheap. And so what you can do is you can simply sign up, and here, as you guys can see, you guys can actually earn $5 in Bitcoin for getting started. And so this is one of the platforms that you guys can use to actually hold your wallet. So the thing with Bitcoin is that you can't hold it in your hand. You have to hold it in a virtual wallet. And so this is why you need a platform to actually utilize this. So you can actually even download it on your phone, or for Apple or iOS, and you guys can get started. It's super easy, super simple, fairly reliable. I can say that. One of the other platforms I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys already use is Cash.app, right? So Cash.app actually has a function where it allows you to buy Bitcoin through the actual Cash.app. Now, this is very interesting. If you guys go to Cash.app.app, whatisbitcoin, they actually even give you guys oh, by the way, Satoshi Nakamoto is a legend. They actually give you guys an introduction to Bitcoin itself. They make it super simple, super simplified, very user-friendly, basically giving you an introduction into Bitcoin itself, right? So Bitcoin holds its value because there are limited amounts, such as we just discussed, and they're kind of like a nugget of gold and silver. And so feel free to take a look at this. This is very, very interesting. Right here, it talks about regardless of where you keep it, your Bitcoin is pretty valuable, so make sure you keep it safe. So this is why you want to have a platform that you can trust to actually hold your Bitcoin. By the way, you can hold your Bitcoin even in a USB drive. Now, make sure you don't lose your USB drive. A lot of people are known for either A, forgetting their password, or B, losing their hard drive with Bitcoin inside of it. And so you don't want to do that, right? Because one day it might be worth $1 million. This $5 from Coinbase could be worth $1 million in the future. You never know. So now the final one that I do want to discuss is actually Robinhood, very well known in the trader industry, basically allowing people to purchase stocks very easily. This actually, it's like a decentralization. Things like stocks, funds, and different options, they were basically held within the elites. Having an app like Robinhood come on into the market, it allowed the regular Joe like you and I to actually invest into stocks and other things, so we can actually invest into crypto itself. So here you guys can create a Robinhood account. Let me know. I think they actually have another link that I can send you guys where we can get some cash. And so here it talks about some of the charges. So this is actually very good. So for example, Robinhood crypto, there's 0 fees. Coinbase is 2.9, right? So fees are very important. Gemini 2.99 and Venmo 2.30. So I didn't know that actually. So yeah, you guys can sign up here with 0 commissions on fees to getting your first Bitcoin or a portion of a Bitcoin. All right, guys. So let's just take a moment for a second. Let's pause. All right. So from the moment that we started recording this video till now, not only has my hair gone from blonde to black, but Bitcoin has actually dropped in price for an average of $20,000. It went from $57,000 to $37,000 from the moment that we're recording this video. And so this is where actually mining comes in handy, because instead of you purchasing Bitcoin at a specific price and having it drop so drastically, you can actually invest in mining rigs. Now, before we go there and then talk about mining, let's break down what mining really is. So every time you and I purchase a Bitcoin, there is a transaction that needs to be verified on the blockchain, meaning that a complex math problems that not even Einstein can solve must be completed by a computer in order for the transaction to be completed. This transaction, once completed, it will reward the machine that solved the equation with Bitcoin itself. In the early days, you were able to solve these math problems through your personal computer. But as time has passed by, the math problems have become more and more complex. Nowadays, you have to purchase a specific hardware that only focuses on solving these math problems for you to be rewarded Bitcoin. And so for you to be able to compete, you have to purchase specific hardware that only focuses on solving these equations. And now these hardwares have become expensive, they are very loud, and they also require maintenance without the guarantee that you will actually even solve any of these problems. Now, many people utilize what is called mining pools. Now, these mining pools, what they allow you to do is you connect your computer or the hardware and you connect it through the internet, and multiple computers throughout the world are sharing the power and able to solve the equation itself. Once everyone solved the equation, the actual Bitcoin itself will be distributed amongst the people who are in the pool. Now, because of all of these issues, I personally utilize cloud mining to be able to acquire Bitcoin myself, meaning that I can essentially do the exact same thing by paying a company to store my hardware in their facility. They run the electricity, they run all the systems, and they just pay me Bitcoin every so often. In my case, they pay me every quarter. And so this allows me to acquire Bitcoin without having to actually purchase the hardware itself and having the liability to deal with all of the issues accompanied with having to store my own mining rig. This essentially eliminates the need for energy consumption and for me to having to come up with the capital to be able to invest and acquire the hardware itself, install it in my house, and have it run 24 hours a day. So instead of doing that, what I utilize is cloud mining. Now, I personally use Genesis Mining for this service, and they pay me every quarter. You can also mine Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other altcoins on their platform. I will make sure to leave a link below for you guys to join the platform itself. There is a waiting list because so many people actually want to join this platform, so it can take a little bit of time, but just make sure to sign up so that you can get started on this platform itself. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and pass the video back to Mr. Blondie so he can go ahead and finish this video. All right, hope you guys enjoy the rest of this. And now, as Bitcoin becomes more mainstream, you know, in the past couple of years, a lot of huge companies have actually begun to acquire in Bitcoin, such as Tesla and other companies as well. As a matter of fact, the president of El Salvador actually began mining Bitcoin, and he has a huge facility that they utilize geothermal to make sure that they mine Bitcoin without having to use too much energy. Now, to me, he's a genius, and he has actually spread out Bitcoin into its members of the country. You know, long term, we can see an entire shift of wealth being created in the next couple of decades. A lot of our global economics have been based on the US dollar. We base our currencies against the US dollar. Having something even more powerful than the US dollar and having it to be limited, such as gold, accessible to basically anyone in the entire world, this is revolutionizing the way people utilize money. All right, guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys got value out of it. Again, I'm here to help. Any questions that you guys may have, and if you guys want some of the free money that they have available, hit me up and I'll send you guys the link. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace out.